Manel cop out, Alex Perez in. Now, did he not just come off of a loss to Muhammad Mokaev? Yes, but no worries. You get number 5 in the division now. That's what happens when you're a company man and when opportunity arises. Again, folks, if you didn't catch what we just said, because this is a short clip snippet, no props available. We didn't have the data, but we did have an opening line of minus 175 in favor of Matheus Nicolau, plus 145 comeback right there, AJ. A little bit of movement, not much. I mean, it's not really worth mentioning. Matheus Nicolau now at minus 180, plus 150 for Alex Perez. So the odds makers appear to think that this is a fight that should favor Nicolau, but Alex Perez has a path to victory. So that's going to be my question straight off the bat right here. One thing we have to take into consideration, Apex, small cage. Nicolau is all about movement. How does Perez find his path to victory against Nicolau?
Well, with that small cage, Derek, it's going to be pressure all day long. One thing I like most about Alex Perez, he has quick movement, man. He can get in and out. He can dodge. He can see all the things coming and predict them and then cut angles. One thing that's very nice about him, he's fast with it too. So when you think you're ahead of the guy, next thing you know, Perez is still catching up to you, or not, I shouldn't say catching up to you, cutting you off and being able to control that dominant position. If he can do that and he can make this a very technical kind of foot battle, if you will, he might find a lot of success here.
I think that's definitely in the realm of possibility. Now, the hard part is just getting your hands on Nicolau because, again, his whole entire thing, this is one of the things that makes him one of the trickier fighters to wager on or to handicap, is because he's not one of those guys who's about the fight. I think he's more about the competition, which is a big difference because he'll sit there and he'll say, yeah, you can't catch me. Well, I'm going to keep circling around. I'm going to outpoint you. I'm going to outstrike you by a little bit, and I'll go ahead and I'll play in favor of the judges. It's not a problem. So the big question here is, can Alex Perez win this fight, AJ, realistically, without securing a takedown?
Woo, without securing a takedown, Derek, I do not think so, man. And especially because the way we've seen Alex Perez perform in the past, he was, upper echelon elite, but we've seen him kind of have the rest of the pack catch up to him. So if Nicolau can do that, can play towards the judges and kind of maintain that distance, I don't see any way in which Alex Perez really knuckles up and gets to work, right? I think he does have to secure the takedown and get actually to the ground and control there.
Well, the good news is that this is finally a matchup that he has right here that isn't involving somebody who's trying desperately to take him down, right? That's kind of the beauty behind the situation. So if Nicolau is moving all across the board, Alex Perez can manage to get him and force him into the corner of the cage, whatever the case may be, clinch him up, and then start working. I think some success could happen. But the reality is, man, Nicolau, he's only been taken down once in his entire UFC career. So if we're really hinging on that one, I like the odds at minus 180, if that's the current right now for Matheus Nicolau, and I don't really have anything in my bag right here where I'm looking at Alex Perez from film study that gives me the confidence that he'll be able to hold down Nicolau for 25 minutes. This isn't a 15-minute affair. So we have to make some counterpoints right here, man. We're talking about Alex Perez path to victory right here, but the reality is Nicolau, if he could strike, keep it at distance, this should be a pretty easy night at the office.
Yeah, it should be a pretty easy night at the office for Nicolau if he can keep it standing and keep it at distance. But the thing that worries me, if you're Nicolau better right here, Derek, is Alex Perez is dangerous in chaos. So if there is that moment, if those moments spark up, money leans towards Alex Perez in that chaos. It's just Nicolau has to stay clean for that full 25 minutes.
Now, when we're looking at like losses in the UFC, I'm only counting UFC right here. Nicolau has 2 losses, both knockouts, never been submitted. Alex Perez, been knocked out, been submitted twice, and has lost a decision. So are you confident? What would you be confident about? Like if Alex Perez gets his hands on him, that'll knock him out, that'll submit him? Like is there any confidence level there?
The confidence, I would say, would have to be in a knockout, Derek. I don't see Alex Perez controlling for 25 minutes, getting a submission right here. I see it one of those starch moments, and not like Brandon Royval starched and Matheus Nicolau. I don't see it happening like that, but I do see if there's some damage being happening, Alex Perez can take advantage of that.
All right. Should be an interesting night at the office. You're going to get a technician in Nicolau. You're going to get a dog in Alex Perez. And the reality is for Alex Perez, those losses, because it doesn't look great, right? If you're looking at the last 5, you're 2-3 in your last 5. Doesn't look great. 3 losses. Muhammad Mokaev, fantastic prospect. Alexandre Pantoja, champion. Davison Figueiredo, former champion, about to run up and see what he does at 135. And then, oh, by the way, besides that, Joseph Benavidez. That was the only other loss in his last 10. This dude is good. He looked good in his last fight against Mokaev. I like Matheus Nicolau right here, AJ. So that's going to be my pick. We don't have any props that we can go on right here, but if you had to go with the method of victory, give me the decision for Matheus Nicolau all day. Money line, minus 180, we're smashing. What do you think?
I couldn't agree with you anymore, Derek. Matheus Nicolau. And if there is a prop, if the props do come out before Saturday, folks, decision seems to be the best bet. But I like this money line right here.
Of course, depending on the odd. If it's minus money, we might stray away. You feel me? But that's the pick. Bloody Water podcast consensus pick right there. Cash it in.